Hello and welcome to LearnSBOM.com. Today we're going to take a look at AuditJS. This is a tool managed by Sonatype that scans for vulnerabilities and dependencies of Node.js projects. In other words, the tool traverses the Node modules folder of the application and is thus supported by any type of Node application, whether that be through NPM, Yarn, Bower, or Angular. The tool is easy to use, maintain regularly, and can pick up on bad dependencies quickly. The app supports Node LTS versions of 8 or higher, which encompasses most modern-day Node applications. Taking a look at how to install, we could either go through NPM or NPX. A less permanent install of NPX is recommended, but I'm going to run through NPM today to show full functionality. So I'm using VS Code for today's demonstration, but you can be in any sort of command line interface that is in the directory of your project for this to work. I first want to make sure I've done an npm install in our current directory. And you also want to make sure that you've navigated to your project directory before doing any of this. An install contains a built Node application, means you have Node modules in your current working directory like I do here. So next, I'll run the command to install AuditJS. And given that I'm in a valid and built directory, it's going to install, and then from here I could go ahead and see how I could audit my dependencies. So users can use either the Nexus IQ server or the OSS index with this application. The Nexus IQ server would require downloading and installing and running the IQ server wherever you see fit. So to maintain simplicity for this demo, today I'll be going through usage with the OSS index. So let's take a look at some of the commands I could do with the tool. Just doing AuditJS here gives me some help commands. I could do AuditJS config. It's going to make sure I hit enter for OSS index. And then leaving username and token blank does not log me into any sort of account that would cap me at the request limit to the OSS index API. This is to prevent abuse of the API, shown here. So it limits users to 16 requests of 120 packages that replenishes at 1 request per minute. Setting up an account is totally free and can easily be done by navigating to Sonatype's OSS index site, which is right here. I could go ahead and click sign in. And then if I don't have an account, I could click register for an account. This is the account you'll use with the AuditJS application I just showed previously. Aside from that, I could also store my cache saved to here. This would just do files saved to here for any sort of API calls that get cached. But other than this, auditing the dependencies of my application is very easy. All I'll have to do is enter the command AuditJS OSSI, and it'll run through the dependencies of my application. So given that I've done an npm install and I'm in the project directory, we could see here that it's scanned and it saw no vulnerabilities in my current application. So for now, I'm in good shape. So now we could take a look at the help output to see what commands I might want to do to configure my output for these vulnerabilities. So we could see here we're shown through a list of commands with pretty self-explanatory options, noting that this username and password or token is the same sign-in as we previously mentioned here. In case you wanted this to be ran using a script that only prints out vulnerabilities, we could do so using quiet, which looks something like this. Okay, it's going to print out nothing because I don't have any vulnerabilities just yet. This could be helpful if the command was part of a script for CI/CD or in its stage of development where only vulnerabilities are shown to keep it simple. It could also output in JSON and XML formats, which I could show here. So here you see my output in JSON format. And my output in XML format. Could also redirect this output to file if I so please. So this will output the above output to a demo.xml file, which I could see here. Once again, pretty self-explanatory. So now let's take a look at what happens if I were to have a vulnerability in my application. For the purpose of the demo, I'm going to downgrade a dependency in my application and then rerun npm install. This is going to reinstall known modules with a older version of debug to show the vulnerability that it has in it. Okay, now that we've done that, we could rerun AuditJS OSSI. And we're going to see it did pick up on a vulnerability in this very deprecated version that I have. Typically, something like this indicates a dependency needs to be bumped, or in some rare cases where there's support lost for it, it needs to be removed from an application to prevent serious vulnerabilities to be manipulated. So let's take a look at the reference here. In this case, we could see the old version can lead to resource exhaustion, which can have a heavy impact on our application. So upgrading our debug version is going to solve this issue. If you wanted to see more, you could also create your free account that I mentioned previously to see a lot more about this issue. So let's go back and bump my debug dependency. Back to the 4.3.2 that it was originally on. I'm going to rerun npm install so that AuditJS can scan the node modules folder completely with my new npm install. And then same thing, I'm going to run AuditJS OSSI to see if I have any more vulnerabilities. And you can see here, since I bumped the dependency, we have no more vulnerabilities found in our application. So that's all for now on AuditJS. For more information, you could visit the GitHub page of AuditJS or head over to Sonatype's website for a full rundown on the application and its API interface. Thanks for watching and take care.
Thank you for checking out this video. If you really liked it, be sure to check out our other videos right here, and then you can also subscribe right up top here. And again, thank you. Bye-bye.